Hi friends, my name is Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to have you here today. Here we talk about all things Disney as well as how to plan your Walt Disney World vacation, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so now you've hopefully made your list of your top places that you want to eat when you go on your Walt Disney World vacation. Now we need to actually turn that list into numbers so that we know how much money we need to save so that you can actually get all of the food that you're wanting to eat. So today we're going to talk about that. Let's do it. So kind of the first thing that you want to do is think about each person in your family and how much food do they normally eat. Are your family people who like to eat a lot? They eat a lot of food at each meal. Maybe you guys are not super big eaters, you eat very light, you kind of are more snackers more than anything. Maybe you have dietary restrictions, so you need to look at those certain needs that are going to fit your family. So those are always some good aspects to really kind of just simmer on and think about before you really jump into this. So now that you have your list of the places that you want to eat, go on to those menus and you're actually going to look at all of the different food and the prices and all of that. And for each person in your family, you're gonna think, okay, this person's gonna eat probably this entree, they're maybe gonna get a soda or a tea, they're going to get maybe a dessert, they're gonna maybe get an appetizer, or these two people will probably end up sharing something or something like that. You're gonna do that for every single one of these restaurants and you're going to basically make a list. I am going to make a really easy chart for you guys to follow and I'm gonna leave that in the description so you can kind of fill this out and keep everything really nice and organized. As you're going through the menus, a few things that you wanna make sure that you account for. Number one, are people sharing or are they getting their own meal? This is going to make a difference as far as how many meals that you need to accommodate for. Another thing is don't forget to budget for drinks. I know for my husband and I, we are usually we just drink water. So water's free, where you don't really drink a lot of pop or tea or anything like that. We will probably get maybe some fun specialty drinks some places, but that's something that we just have to kind of think about. If we're going to a nicer restaurant, maybe we'll get a bottle of wine. So we need to make sure we think about, okay, so we need to make sure we have enough money to get some wine if we want some wine, or maybe get a milkshake if we're wanting a milkshake. But at other places we're like, you know what, no, we're probably just gonna get water. So make sure that you don't forget about drinks. As well as that, don't forget about maybe if you're wanting appetizers or desserts. So if your family likes to share an appetizer before a meal, make sure you add that into your chart. Another big one that a lot of people forget is gratuities. Now, you don't have to tip at every place that you eat, but if you go to a table service or sit down restaurant, you do need to tip your servers. So just make sure that you kind of have a ballpark. You don't need to have an exact, but just kind of have a ballpark amount of how much you think you would need to tip at each place. When you are filling out your chart, you need to make sure that you're highballing everything. Don't lowball. You are not going to save money if you lowball because you're going to run out of money. You highball and then whatever you don't spend, cool, that is extra that you get to take home. Along with this, if you are like us and you'll have an annual pass discount, do not accommodate for your annual pass discount in your budget. Again, this is just bonus money. You don't want to be counting on that because not every single place that you go to is going to have those discounts. Now, of course, you have all of your meals. Now, you also want to make sure that you have a section for snacks. Snacks are a little harder to budget for, but I say a really good rule of thumb is maybe accommodate $5 to $10 at least per snack that you think each person would be eating every day. So if there's some like really die-hard have to have snacks that you want, I know there's a lot of places on the internet you can look it up and figure out how much they cost. So if you really want to really get into it, you can always fill that out. We usually just kind of generalize. Usually we say each snack that we get will probably be $10 or less. $10 really high, but there's a few. Again, we like to highball everything, so we'll just kind of guesstimate that. Another one that can be a little bit tricky is if you're going to one of the food festivals like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden or any of those that are at Epcot. So what we like to do is actually kind of make that a separate budget and just say, okay, we're maybe gonna spend this much money just on the food festival. So what we will do then is actually when we get there, we will purchase a gift card for that amount of money. They have the fun little like festival gift cards that are a fun souvenir. You don't have to get those. You can get a gift card beforehand. But it's really nice to just have that gift card just for the festival. That way you know, like, that is the money you've allotted for that. You can get what you can get with that, and then when you're done, you're done. That way you don't overspend, but you still make sure you're not planning it like you would a normal meal, because those are gonna be, they're a little more snacky, but they're a little more substantially snacky, so they may replace a meal. All right. So you've done all that, you have your whole chart, everything is all listed out. You're gonna take your number of each meal that you have planned and you're gonna add all of that together. And guess what? That is your budget. That is how much you need to budget for your food. Again, you wanna make sure, like, if it's a very specific, like $576 and something cents, just go ahead and round it up to 600. Make your life easy, make it a nice round, even number. Again, this gives you a little extra buffer, so maybe you decide, oh, maybe you know what, I think I do want a dessert at this restaurant. Cool, that's fine. You can squeeze it in. No big deal. Cool. Well, that's it. You're done. That's all you need to do for your budget for this step. So let me know, how do you guys like to budget for your food? Please comment down below. I always love hearing your guys' feedback. Also, maybe if you have some really cool saving tips on how to save money for food, comment those down below too. Please do make sure that you like this video as well as subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of fun here, so if you want to hear more from me, make sure you also click that little bell notification next to the subscribe button so that every time I upload a new video, you will be notified. Next time, we are going to talk about the dining plan versus paying cash for your vacation. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that. Alrighty guys, we'll see you next time. Bye!